Have you ever looked at your male cat and thought, he's so independent, probably doesn't need me much? Maybe he doesn't cuddle as often. Maybe he just seems a little harder to read than your friend's sweet, snuggly female cat. Well, what if all that distance, all those strange behaviors, the midnight yowls, the surprise ankle attacks, the staring from across the room, weren't signs of disconnection, but signs of something deeper? Because behind the wild wrestling matches and mood swings, there's actually a sophisticated language of love that only male cats speak. Today, we're decoding 9 surprising ways your tomcat may be trying to say, I trust you, I need you, you're mine. And once you understand what he's really saying, you'll never look at your boy the same way again. Let's start with something quiet, but powerful. Something your cat might be doing right now, without you even noticing. Have you ever noticed how your male cat always seems to know exactly where you are in the house and quietly positions himself somewhere nearby? He might sit at the doorway, back straight like a little sentinel, or casually place himself between you and the hallway, as if saying, don't worry, I've got this covered. It looks like coincidence, but it's not. Male cats are deeply territorial creatures, and when they choose you as part of that territory, something fundamental changes. You're not just someone who feeds them. You become something they've claimed and chosen to protect. Research shows that neutered male cats are significantly more likely to display this guarding behavior than females. That subtle positioning isn't dominance, it's devotion. Their way of saying, you're mine, and I'll keep you safe. But this protective instinct shows up in even more surprising ways. Now let's move to one of the funniest, and most confusing, habits male cats have. It happens when you're just trying to have a moment of privacy. Picture this. You close the bathroom door for some privacy, only to see a little paw reaching underneath it within seconds. Or worse, you open the door to find your male cat already inside, staring at you like, well, what took you so long? This clingy bathroom behavior isn't just curiosity, it's pure attachment. Male cats who've bonded deeply tend to follow their humans everywhere, even into the least glamorous corners of life. Why? Because in their world, privacy equals vulnerability. And when you disappear behind a closed door, his instincts kick in. He's not being weird. He's being loyal. To him, you're not just his person. You're his entire world. And he doesn't want to miss a single moment of it. This need to be close becomes even more obvious when playtime begins. But loyalty isn't always quiet. Sometimes it launches itself at your leg when you least expect it. You're peacefully sitting on the couch when suddenly, bam! Your cat launches himself at your leg like a tiny lion. Welcome to Rough Play Tomcat Edition. Male cats don't just play, they train. Every pounce, every chase, every sneak attack from behind the curtain is instinctual practice for hunting and survival skills they'll never actually need. But here's the thing. When he tackles you mid-walk or rolls onto his back mid-fight, that's not combat. That's trust. Studies indicate that male cats engage in significantly more physical play than females, and they reserve their most intense play sessions for their favorite humans. You're not the prey. You're the partner he trusts enough to wrestle with. It's messy, it's wild, but it's his way of saying, you're in this game with me. And speaking of games, he plays with you. But not all affection comes in the form of cuddles or quiet looks. Sometimes it comes at 2 a.m. And it's loud. It's 2 in the morning. The world is silent. And suddenly, your cat belts out a dramatic, echoing yowl like he's auditioning for feline Phantom of the Opera. That opera voice isn't random noise. It's communication at its most raw and emotional. Male cats, especially unneutered ones, yowl to announce their presence and claim their territory. But even neutered males sometimes sing, particularly when they're lonely, overstimulated, or craving attention. When he chooses your bedroom, your hallway, your space to perform in, that's not just noise. That's a love song. His way of saying, I'm here, I'm yours, and I want you to know it. It's bold, it's dramatic, and honestly, it's kind of endearing once you understand the message. But not all his communications involve volume. Now let's talk about something a little sharper. You're petting him. Everything feels calm until it doesn't. You're petting your cat. Everything is peaceful. And then, nip. A tiny bite. Not hard enough to hurt, just enough to make you look down and wonder, what was that for? These aren't acts of aggression. They're love bites. Quick, playful nibbles meant to get your attention or communicate, hey, that feels good, but don't stop paying attention to me. Male cats are known for being more physical in their affection. In the wild, young tomcats learn social skills through play fighting, which includes gentle biting and wrestling. When your male cat gives you those little nips during cuddle time, it's not rejection. It's actually intimacy. Like a child who hugs too tight because the emotion is just too big to contain. That gentle bite is his way of saying, you matter enough to engage with, physically and emotionally. You matter enough to bite, and his physical expressions of love get even more interesting. But sometimes, his love shows up right in your face, literally. He walks toward you, eyes soft and focused. Then, bump. Forehead directly to your cheek or right between your eyes. No warning, no apology, just a solid, intentional headbutt. This isn't random behavior. It's devotion, feline style. Cats have scent glands on their foreheads, and when they press against you, they're marking you with their scent, literally blending your identity with theirs. It's their way of saying, you belong to me, and I belong to you. Male cats don't just nudge gently. They lean in with confidence and intention. Because their love isn't subtle, it's full force. Research shows that head bunting is more common in male cats and indicates a deeper level of social bonding. That bonk isn't just affection. It's a claim of kinship. That's not a bump. That's a badge. But sometimes his claims become a bit more possessive. And if you've ever petted another cat, you probably already know what happens next. Ever notice your cat acting distant right after you've petted another animal? Or maybe he storms off when you give attention to someone else, only to return later and rub against you almost aggressively? That's not drama. That's jealousy. Male cats can be incredibly territorial, not just with space, but with you. To him, you're not just his person. You're his territory, his anchor, his favorite thing in the world. When you come home smelling like another cat, or when you give attention to a different pet, his instincts kick in. He might rub against you to remark what's his, or follow you more closely than usual. It's not about control, it's about connection. His way of saying, I chose you, please choose me back. This possessiveness stems from something much deeper. Sometimes, love looks like a soggy toy mouse on your pillow. Strange? Yes. But also, incredibly sweet. You wake up to find a fuzzy toy mouse on your pillow, or discover a crumpled catnip banana perfectly placed by your coffee cup. These aren't accidents. They're presents. Even neutered male cats retain the instinct to provide and impress. That chewed-up toy might look like trash to you, but to him, it represents effort, thought, and care. Studies show that male cats are more likely to bring gifts to their favorite humans, often placing them in locations where they'll definitely be noticed. Your bed, your workspace, even your shoes. It's like a child bringing home artwork from school. Messy, maybe, but created with love and delivered with pride. Where he places these gifts reveals just how much he considers you family. This gift-giving behavior is actually part of a much deeper psychological phenomenon. And finally, we come to the deepest bond of all, the kind that turns pet and owner into something closer to family. Some cats don't just follow you, they shadow you. They sleep only where you sleep, wait by the door when you leave, get anxious when you're out of sight, and visibly relax the moment you return. This isn't just routine, it's imprinting. When a male cat imprints on you, he doesn't just like you. He identifies with you as family, as safety, as home. Every scent of yours becomes familiar comfort. Every heartbeat, a lullaby. Research indicates that male cats are more likely to form these intense, singular bonds than females. Once they choose their person, that connection runs incredibly deep. He lets his guard down completely, sleeps belly up near you, exposes his most vulnerable self, without fear. Because in his mind, you're not just human, you're his. You're not just loved, you're home, like a child who crawls into a parent's bed during a storm, not for shelter, but for connection. When a male cat chooses to imprint, he does it completely, and usually just once in his lifetime. So the next time your male cat guards the hallway, serenades you at midnight, wrestles with your leg, or gently nips your hand during cuddles, remember this. He's not being difficult. He's not being random. He's speaking a language of love that's uniquely his own. Every pounce, every yowl, every wild and wonderful moment is part of how he shows affection. And while male cats might not always express love the soft way, they express it deeply, because under all the quirks and chaos is a heart that has chosen you. If you found this helpful, there's another video you need to watch. The real reason your cat won't cuddle and how to change it. We explore the gentle side of feline bonding and share techniques that work. Which of these behaviors surprised you the most? Have you noticed your male cat doing any of these things? The comment section is full of cat lovers who understand exactly what you're going through. Thanks for listening, and remember, your cat's weirdest behaviors often carry his deepest love.